Hello, my name is Joel Z. Williams and welcome. People in my neighborhood call me the poor people's advocate. Today, the purpose of this talk is I want to go over the previous two videos and fine-tune, and this will be a cleanup of all the stuff that I forgot to tell you the first time. And I've noticed that I'm getting a lot of increased traffic, people asking the same questions over and over. If you would read the blog, all the comments, you probably would find the answer to your question. First off, I got a letter from a woman that was living in New Jersey, and she had implemented the Missouri method, the two-part process that I first taught you about 3 months ago. Basically, you're going to mix water, yeast, and sugar to make a lure to create CO2, and then you're going to combine that with a trap, which is going to, the bed bugs are going to sense the CO2, they're going to come crawling to the trap, they're going to go over the lip of the trap, and because bed bugs are not able to climb, they're going to become imprisoned within the trap. This woman from New Jersey says, I can't fit this 2-liter bottle under my bed, what do I do? Okay, the answer to that is this 2-liter bottle and this bowl that I've showed you is just an example. You can use anything. Matter of fact, there was an impoverished gentleman, he was El Salvadorian and he was living in New Mexico. He used a tuna can for the actual trap. Another guy in Ontario used a ashtray, whatever. This is good enough too, and I think this will fit under most beds. It has already a hole, so you don't have to worry about the drilling the hole thing. Like I said, your mileage may vary. And again, let's back up to the formula. I get a lot of requests about, well, what's the ratio gotta be? You don't have to be a rocket scientist to get this right. All you gotta remember is you're gonna put about 1 part yeast to about 12 parts sugar. So if you got a 12-ounce bottle and you put 11 ounces of sugar in there, you only need 1 teaspoon of yeast. So it's not, you don't need a lot of yeast. A lot of people think you don't need that much. That yeast will go a long way. And you don't need a whole bunch of sugar in your container. If you put your container maybe 3/4 full of sugar, or even less, that will be enough. This thing should last, the 2-liter one should last 3-4 weeks, easy. Okay? So those are the two things. And then a lot of people were asking me about the carpet, the drape that you put over the top of the bedbug lure. And as I was showing you in my previous video, I had plastic, so it didn't work that well. You don't have to cinch this down. This part does not need to be cinched down. A lot of people, for some reason, they got the impression that it needed to be bound tight with wire or something. A loosely fitted string is sufficient. If anything at all, if your fabric is thick enough and can just drape naturally, what you want it to do is you want it to channel the CO2 that is being pushed out of the hole because the yeast and sugar and water are fermenting. You want to be able to channel that CO2 downward. That's all I was trying to show with that. I've seen these traps and lures work without a shroud or a drape or anything. Now, the most important thing that I can't believe nobody's reading the printed material. I worked very hard on putting together this, basically a pamphlet on what you should do. The Missouri method is spelled out, all the formulas, nobody reads it. They watch the video. So for that reason, I'm going to demonstrate mattress encasement. Let me say that again, because people don't realize this is the second prong of the Missouri method. You can have a very effective trap and lure set, and you could be killing the adult bed bugs, but without mattress encasement, you're not going to prevent the eruption of a new infestation. Okay, let me explain what mattress encasement, what I mean by that is you're going to take, for the purpose of demonstration, I'm going to use this plastic trash bag. You certainly probably would want to get something thicker. You can go to Lowe's or Home Depot and get what is known as painter's plastic, and it's about 4 millimeters thick, And this is the stuff that the painters put on the ground when they come to your house to paint the wall. So if paint drips from their paintbrush, it doesn't hit your carpet and ruin your carpet. It's a layer of plastic, but it's thick enough when those painters are putting their ladders on it, it's not going to tear it. When they're walking on it with their boots, it's not going to tear it. And that's important because if you encase your furniture using some kind of plastic and a very good duct tape, and you know, you encase your entire piece of furniture, whether it's your couch, your bed, your love seat, if you encase it, after you've done this a couple weeks of the DE treatment and the bleach and the Phoenix method and the Missouri first part and the trap and lure, CO2 trap and lure, you want to encase that furniture. Get it encased. And by using regular plastic trash bags, you can cut these things on the seam, lay them out on your bed or your piece of furniture, your couch, and overlap them, and then seal the seam with a good duct tape. And when you do that, and you do it effectively, where you try to encase the whole thing, you can actually make it even better by inserting a piece of dry ice. And that all that is compressed CO2 that is in the form of it's a solid form of CO2, and it's a very cold to touch, so make sure you have some leather gloves and some goggles when you apply it, because if it gets on you, it could really ruin your vision if it gets on your eyeball. But that CO2, that dry ice, you encase your piece of furniture, but you leave like a mail slot, and you stick that thing in there, probably a cube about the size of a candy bar, good sized candy bar. Put that in there, seal it up, and what that dry ice is doing is that's pure CO2, over toxifying. And one thing that the bed bugs, the trick to survival is their eggs. They rely on the eggs. And like I said, the eggs can remain dormant for up to 18 months until they sense that the CO2 and the oxygen near them is of such a concentration that it's time for them to erupt. So it's literally a bed bug is a ticking time bomb. The bed bug egg is a ticking time bomb, and it's seeking to see if the environment is well enough so that there's a host probably nearby. So it should erupt at this time and start seeking out a host. Well, that CO2 that you have just injected into that encasement has now just stimulated. They're off the charts. They're like, oh my God, we gotta erupt now. You get that generation of bed bugs to erupt, and because they're encased within the mattress or piece of furniture and they're unable to get out, it kills that entire generation. And that generation at the egg level, if you can extinct that level, you have effectively become the Terminator. You went back in time like John Connor and the Terminator and killed John Connor. You have stopped it before it started. So that's the goal. One more thing in parting. I'm thinking about taking this thing to the next level, and I'm thinking about getting a Kickstart. I'm going to do something on Kickstarter to fund this program, and I just want to do feedback. I need feedback from you guys. Is there a market for this? If I were to develop these products, incorporate this idea of something cheap, maybe cost 10, 12 bucks in a kit, would you buy it? And if you would buy it, would you recommend it to your friend to buy it? I'm envisioning something that would come with instructions, plastic, maybe some duct tape, showing you how to walk through the steps. Let me know, and we'll work something out. Thank you. My name is Joel Z. Williams. I am the Poor People's Advocate. If you have any questions, please post it to the site. We'll try to get to the bottom of it. You will recognize me by my white hat, but you will know me by my virtuous ways. Thank you.